Martin Gitonga's life has been on a wild roller coaster since August this year when he was diagnosed with cardiomyopathy, a fancy word used by doctors to describe an enlarged heart. His kidneys have also failed, and he has to rely on 3 sessions of dialysis per week to clean his body system. He is only 34 years old.
Having to live a normal life and then changing from working kidneys to being, well, from working kidneys and then it changed from machine. I don't, it's hard to tell, it's hard to explain it.
Martin always liked his food fast, oily and salty, and weighed a strong 116 kilograms before his diagnosis. And like a thief in the night, high blood pressure crept in, sometimes reaching highs of 162/100.
Once you've got high blood pressure, that physical disturbance to the kidney from the high blood pressure is what drives a lot of the underlying damage, structural damage to the kidney, so that it doesn't function as well as it does. And you can tell that because the markers of dysfunction, that's the chemicals that it's supposed to be getting out of the system, accumulate. That chemical accumulation leads to further damage to the system, which may include heart damage.
Martin's lack of knowledge was like driving on a flat tire. Maybe things would be different if he kept off sodium, led a low cholesterol, high fiber diet, took more natural juices like strawberries, drank a lot of water, and also consumed proper proteins like fish, chicken, and salmon.
I'll just give you a scenario. A parent with her children go into a fast food outlet, and the parent says, I cannot take these foods because my doctor told me not to, but you can have your pizza and your fries and your oily chicken, your sausages and cake, and their children are probably 10 years, 12 years and so on. Those kids should be adopting the same diet as their parents.
Sometimes an individual can lose up to 90% of their kidney functions without any warnings. And although the writing is always on the wall, most people do not see it.
They were actually asking me if I had high blood pressure, which I didn't know I had high blood pressure.
You know, you'd have to wake up in the middle of the night and try and gasp for air. And this forced us to go to the hospital because before we were just self-medicating. So we went to a hospital, saw a general practitioner who then treated him for the symptoms.
Martin has chronic kidney disease, which borders total kidney failure. He either has to get a new kidney or rely on dialysis for the rest of his life. And at 9,000 shillings per session, lifelong dialysis does not seem like an economically viable option.
In terms of financially budget, we have to budget 150,000 a month just for dialysis, and that doesn't even include the drugs. So more long term.
And rent.
Yeah, you know, more long term, it's quite of a challenge.
It's called a hatchery.
But Martin cannot get a kidney transplant before his heart recovers.
It had enlarged.
Well, there's reversal of disease. There is, for example, there's a condition we call remodeling of the heart, and which is now this adaptation to disease, for example, enlargement, and you can get reverse remodeling. That means the heart tries to go back towards its normal state. You rarely achieve a perfect reversal or complete reversal, but you will get some reversal, and in some cases what may even appear to be almost complete reversal. But often the patients who come to us will come late, and that reversal is just not possible.
So the red one.
A catheter is placed on the right side of his torso, just below his collarbone. The catheter is connected to other pipes in the dialyzer every time he walks in for a dialysis session.
But it's painful when they're cleaning it, because it needs to be cleaned all the time. What they do is just cleaning above the skin, because of infection. Because if it gets infection, they'll have to remove it, and then I have to go to ICU, and then it has to be cured. I have to take antibiotics and stuff, and then maybe they'll even remove it from the right side and then take it to the left side.
The dialysis machine has two pipes color-coded in red and blue. It works as an external kidney to make sure that Martin's blood is not poisoned by the waste products in the body.
So the blue and red you saw just designate, this is color coding for blood going to the machine in blue and leading from the machine. That's blood that's been cleaned up, leading from the machine in red back to the body. The mechanism is just to help drive the blood so that it's not your body that's purely driving the machine, and that would strain the heart.
He also has a fistula on his left forearm that was surgically created by doctors. It connects an artery and a vein on his arm to create an arteriovenous fistula that will eventually replace the catheter on his collarbone.
Sustaining that kind of system with foreign tubes within you is not easy over time, because your body may reject the tubes, but more commonly it's infection that you're worried about. Bacteria find a route into the system. So to get rid of that, you create a fistula, that you create an artificial connection between the arterial side and the venous systems, so that the blood doesn't have to bypass the smaller branches, or the capillaries as we call them, and you create what we call a fistula. That fistula is accessible easily. So this came to connect you to dialysis machines, which then would do the process of dialysis for several hours.
A single dialysis session lasts 4 hours and leaves horrid side effects.
Bad headaches, weak, generally weak, your life is pretty much taken up by dialysis.
Martin, who works as an art director for Red Sky, eventually has to go back to work to earn a living. And although it's going to be tough, he has no choice.
One tablet to be taken once daily.
We have to find out how to balance. He's doing it for 4 hours a week. 4 hours a day, 3 times a week. And his job is very demanding.
They have already started the Help Donate a Kidney for Martin Gitonga initiative on Facebook, and are also using Twitter to raise funds for his treatment. The couple has also been busy spreading a message of hope to those in similar circumstances.
And I don't think we can let the disease run our lives. So whatever blessings that we can get, I think we'd be very happy.
We're also praying for a miracle.